Hi there and welcome to Apple World. This young Philly circumstance has taken a wild turn after a ton of new data has come out encompassing it, from the asserted casualty to lumps breaking his quiet, and presently Philly appearing to standing up in regards to the claims in any case. What is truly going to happen to young Philly pushing ahead? Make certain to stay close by till the finish of the video for the all relevant information. Around 2 days prior, the web was ready to detain young Philly for life. At the time, individuals were guaranteed that Philly was blameworthy and that the clash of general assessment had been lost anyway. Today, general society insight fight is currently being won on Philly's side and individuals are calling for his delivery. Yet for what reason is that? For anybody who missed our underlying recordings on the subject, let us momentarily recap the young Philly circumstance and what's happening before we can go to depict what changed, yet we'll return to that side of things in a moment, since today he showed up in count where he's been accused of 4 counts of infiltration without assent, 3 counts of occasioning in essence damage, and 1 charge of blocking an individual's typical relaxing or then again flow by applying strain to their neck, also known as choking. He proved unable have recently said that, and the examiners indeed even endeavored to Philly go against young Philly bail application, since they alleged that there was a very impressive indictment case upheld by CCTV and photograph proof when the news initially came out in regards to his capture. What's more, the seriousness of the claims, a large number of fans were left in complete shock, with various posts expressing things like "not casualty," accusing it everything is rarely okay. Yet young ladies insightful, upregard yourselves, try not to go to lodgings with men you don't know, don't be taken by ways of life. He could be a terrible individual, yet these young ladies that go to lodgings with these fellows and footballers, half of the times they request specific things to occur. What's more, pretend happiness just to demolish somebody's life later and become rich from cases and playing casualty. Once again, I have no clue about what occurred in this case. However, we shouldn't pass judgment immediately, particularly with ladies that effectively go to lodgings with outsiders. Try not to execute the buddy yet without figuring out more. It could happen to anybody, somebody to claim to appreciate something with you and push you on further to be unpleasant and do certain things and later end your existence with misleading guarantees. Such countless individuals prepared to judge an individual without knowing reality or knowing the two sides. There won't ever be repercussions. Whenever found honest, the young Philly case started fairly unusually on the grounds that by and large, individuals rushed to accuse the casualty and rally behind the strong superstar man who has been detained for some kind of wrongdoing, including the exploitation of a lady. Yet for the situation of young Philly, everybody resembled. That's right, he did it now. A couple of days prior, a video went very popular over TikTok and X, previously Twitter, where an Australian lady asserts the ladies suing young Philly as a "you understand what" laborer named Emma consumes, who messaged her companions dropped the Uber that very night. That the affirmed occurrence went down as her and Philly were having a statement on, quote, "great time," in light of the fact that Emma consumes companions have emerged and they have uncovered her. Emma went to the inn with young Philly and the two of them had a common understanding. When you have a common understanding, darlings, it's consensual. So there's no "it is" right there, consensual. Yes, in the event that they, take it a piece further and stuff, then okay. Better believe it, it is all in all too much, and charges can be squeezed. However, it was a shared understanding. Emma consumes had then messaged her companions. What's more, expressed one of her companions sorry and let her companion know the amount of a great time she truly had and that she was prepared to return home. Might her companion at any point book her an Uber? Recollect that her companion ought to book her the Uber. However, she's a please recollect these two things, all right, on the grounds that we will be very rational here. Her companion ought to book her the Uber. When her companion planned to book her the Uber, she then, at that point, told her companion, "Gracious, as a matter of fact, I don't require it any longer." That doesn't seem like somebody who's being that. Sounds like somebody who's having a goddamn great time, Since in such a case that you are in a lodging where there are many individuals on a similar level, you could shout, you could message a companion. Since it appears to be your telephone was working truly fine, Miss F, you could run down to the gathering and advise the gathering to call the police in the event that your life was at any was in sorry peril, or there was any danger to your security. Obviously, you need to remember that it's the state indicting young Philly, and this can't be managed without adequate proof, so you need to take that video at face esteem. The reality young Philly needs to pause until December 19th demonstrates how serious this case is that is being fabricated. Furthermore, on the off chance that found liable, they will most unquestionably create an object lesson using him. As several days back, one of young Philly's dearest companions, Lumps, broke his quietness on Philly's claims and expressed he can't remark on anything, as it's a continuous examination. Yes, my people groups like everybody. I've heard the reports emerging from Australia. While I comprehend large numbers of you need my response on it, as this is a continuous legal dispute, I genuinely want to believe that you folks would be able to comprehend that I can't and will not be remarked on it openly. No doubt about it. I've just come on here to let you fundamentally realize why that is the reason I can't adore. I don't have any idea what individuals were anticipating. Lumps to say, like, envision right now one of your dearest companions getting a charge like this in another nation, particularly at the point when you have organizations together. Like he was logical with Philly the larger part of the week, shooting their webcast, doing Foothaven shot. Then, at that point, awakening and seeing this news, probably been painful. Damn pieces, seems to be, he's going through it, unfortunate pieces. He can't be faulted for the choices one more developed man made. What had ever happens to it, you definitely realize Lump going to do the correct thing. The most dooming part of this is all the evident CCTV film that shows the wounds the affirmed casualty has, as this sounds unquestionable proof, and it's logical. One of the fundamental reasons they had the option to remove Philly from Melbourne back to Perth, where the alleged occurrence occurred a couple of days earlier. He was gotten dodging the scrutinizing of journalists there with a baseball cap on and his hood pulled up over his head. The on-the-web big name ran into the structure. Philly scarcely remained inside for 5 minutes prior to leaving and declining to converse with the correspondents, who were pausing yet again outside. Before we go any further into the video, what are your folks' considerations on this whole circumstance? Do you think young Philly will get an extensive sentence in a correctional facility as a result of these charges, or might you at some point see him demonstrating his innocence in December? Remark down below. Following the insight about his capture, various organizations quickly excused him, counting Assos Heinz Foothaven and the FAA. And the thing is, regardless of whether young Philly is tracked down honestly for this situation, the harm is now done. Once your name is connected to something of this size, it forever discolors your name and individuals' thought processes of you, as before long as they hear now young Philly. All we can expect now is that reality in the long run wins, as that is what matters for this situation. Whether that implies Philly getting secured. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.